he damned my soul, cast me down.
Greetings! No, it's not Leo, it is Lisa of the channel Lisa Loves. Leo of Geek Legion of Doom was kind enough to send over a screener copy of the movie The Lighthouse for me to watch and review for his channel. So let's get on with it. Right, so The Lighthouse was directed by a gentleman called Chris Crowe. Other movies that you may be aware of that he's responsible for, Panic Button, Devil's Bridge, and probably most notably Cruel Summer. That one's like creating quite a few waves in the horror community at the moment. It's a really popular movie. So The Lighthouse. Let me see if I can give you something of a premise without giving too much away. So this movie stars mainly two people, two men. The actors are Mark Lewis-Jones and Michael Jibson, who play Thomas Griffiths and Thomas Howell. This is actually based on a true story, the 1801 story of the Small Islands incident. It's set, obviously, in a lighthouse, but lighthouses in those days aren't what we know now. This lighthouse was actually built on wooden, for want of a better word, stilts with like a small hut, wooden hut at the top. And it was one of the most dangerous jobs that you could do. So these two men are stationed in this lighthouse just to the southwest corner of Wales, 20 miles away from Wales, in the middle of the Irish Sea, perilous obviously, bottom end of Ireland, and a storm unlike any other storm hit. And these two guys are stranded on this lighthouse. At that time, lighthouses were run by private organisations, so it wasn't unknown for, if the business went out of business, for these guys to be left alone, stranded. Rescue companies didn't really go to try and rescue them as it was so perilous, so dangerous. So these two guys, Thomas Howell and Thomas Jibson, quite contradictory characters, or quite different characters. They sort of rub each other up the wrong way throughout. One's particularly religious, one not so. And the story really is following. These guys are there for much longer than they should be. They're, for want of a better word, stranded. No one can get near to them. So it follows, obviously, the madness, for want of a better word, that hits everything that happens, the confines. I don't want to say what happens, but this is actually a true story, guys. So if you do watch it, look it up and see the full story, as I did. It's quite horrific, to be fair. I will say about this movie, the cinematography is absolutely beautiful. You can see that the costume makers, the wardrobe, you know, even utensils, implements, down to like all the old-fashioned like wooden tables, bowls, clothes that they wore, everything is just perfect, minute detail. Everything is just been researched so well. Cinematography scenes out over the sea, of the sky, of the different skies. Not even just the colours, but the textures, the depth of perception in these clips are just absolutely beautiful. The performances by both the actors in this are excellent. Very, very good. Very involved, very emotional. It's a quite subtle film. It's not something for people that want to watch something fast-moving, fast-paced. Anybody that's expecting a horror movie, probably best avoid. It's not that kind of movie. Some of the happenings are particularly horrid, but it's not presented in such a way that horror fans are going to, like, you know, rate this as a horror movie. As a drama of real life events, particularly not very pleasant real life events, someone that likes watching character play between two actors, appreciates looking at a film that's beautifully made, and really someone that likes to watch things that are true, that depict real life events that really happened. I really do recommend this for those kind of people. The only downside, the one thing I will point out, that one of the actors, let me see, right, look to see which ones. The actor that plays Thomas Howell, which is Michael Jibson, in this actual movie, they keep a diary as to what's happened that day. And when this actor is voicing his diary entries, it can be quite difficult to understand what he's saying sometimes. It's not the accent, it's just, I don't know if it's the sound within the movie or if his voice is just so low, and I struggled. I watched it with my husband and I know he struggled in places too. The other actor, he started off making the diary entries and perfect, his were fine, we understood everything he said, but the dialogue was a little difficult to understand when it came to Thomas Howell's character. So what would I rate this one out of 10? I would say it's not something I'll probably watch again. It was really interesting to watch. It's something I would recommend. My dad would love this movie. Anyone with an interest in real life events that happened, anyone not wanting something particularly fast paced, I will give it a 6 out of 10. It was a good movie. It was one that I enjoyed. It wasn't what I initially thought when I read the synopsis, but it's a story I hadn't heard of, something I wasn't aware of, and after having looked into everything that happened back then and the rulings for people that after this film was actually made, sorry, not after this film was made, after this event actually took place, the law was changed in that any lighthouse of this type had to have 3 people there at all times following this situation. And then obviously after that, lighthouses became automated, so we had no need for people to be there lighting it every night. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for me, from 6 out of 10 from me for The Lighthouse. It's a 2016 film. I thoroughly recommend it to anyone that loves movies, that wants to watch something that a bit more character play in. Yeah, don't expect anything fast paced, don't expect massive exciting happenings, just watch it for what it is and enjoy. And I'd love to thank Leo from the channel, from Geek Legion of Doom, for allowing me this chance to review something for his channel. And as I say, I have my own channel, Lisa Loves, so if you like your movies, particularly your horror, hop on over there, because I love to do movie reviews and tags and all sorts also. So, hope you enjoyed the review. Over and out from Lisa Loves.